Howdy everybody, we're back in the kitchen and we're going to do something that is absolutely extraordinary. I've never seen this done anywhere. We kind of did this trial and error for a number of times, came up with a good way to do it, and we're going to share it with you. Say hello, Erin, on the camera.
Hi guys.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to start out just talking. I'm going to unpack this as I'm talking. So I'm going to go over ratios because ratios are very important. This is just our standard ground beef. I'm going to stick that in the sink, get it out of the way. Ratios are important. Tonight, we are serving, what, 4 of us?
5.
That's right, 5 of us.
Yeah.
And we want to have a little leftovers. So what I like to do is I like to plan on about, whenever I'm doing meat, I always gauge about 8 ounces per person. That's about a half a pound. On this, we're going a little bit over. So 5 people means that I would have 40 ounces of meat, which is, well, we're going to be spot on. Can't do the math and talk at the same time.
I got confused!
So this is jowl bacon, and the reason why I like to use the jowl bacon instead of the regular bacon is because its consistency and its flavor, it's just a lot like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a lot sweeter.
But it's sweeter and a little buttery,
yeah, it's
maybe?
more buttery, and there is a higher fat content. So ratio, no matter how many people you're feeding, remember you want a for every one of these, you want a quarter of this. All right, so I'm gonna do half. Like, let's say we did 2 pounds. I'm gonna do about a little under a half a pound, and I'm kind of eyeballing this.
Yeah, let's look at that jowl bacon right there.
I'm gonna kind of eyeball that, and I'm gonna call that a day. All right. And here's, you don't want too much bacon because then you're gonna have too much fat, and it's never a good thing. So I slice this up, okay, and you're gonna mince this, all right? So you're gonna want your knife. I have this chef's knife, and you're gonna come through, and you wanna get this as fine chopped, minced up as you can, okay? I'm gonna comb over this a few times. The finer, the better. So what this dish does is it adds this deep, smoky bacon flavor, and the blend between the bacon and the burger. It's like the perfect balance, match made in heaven. So much people put bacon on top of their burger and they fry it to a crisp. Burn bacon. Too many people burn bacon. That's the oven up to temperature, so we're gonna get rolling here. All right.
I like crispy bacon.
Let's get, yeah, you're nuts, man. Most people do, and it's terrible.
Oh,
okay,
it's lovely.
so we're gonna get the bacon in a mixing bowl. Okay. I'm gonna set this cutting board aside. I'm gonna bring my rack out. Now, onion. We used about a half of an onion, okay? It's about this size, all right? Half of that. Finely chopped. Come on in here and take a look at that. You want that nice chopped, okay? And I just did this ahead of time. Actually, Erin did this ahead of time. Just to make things run smoother, because I've been working in the office all day. Erin's been working in the house all day, and this is another one of those things, man. Let's bang out a dinner quick that everybody loves. And oh, by the way, the killer with this is the leftovers are phenomenal, 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 okay? These are super easy to heat up, or you don't even need to heat up. Room temperature is great. I'm gonna give my hands a little rinse-a-roo. And say hi to Lucy, Lou. Hi, baby.
Is there a beggar?
I would very much like to help you rinse your hands, please.
Oh, let me see.
Where's my towel? There we go. Okay, so we got the onion, we got the bacon. Let's go ahead and throw in some salt. And for this, I'm just kind of winging it. Now, you got to realize when you're doing the salt, the bacon has that salt component to it already. So we don't want to over salt it. I should have ground the pepper in advance, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and give it some nice turns on the pepper mill. And then last is garlic powder, not garlic salt. This is not salted. So if you're going to use garlic salt, be sure to not use any salt additional, all right? So I'm just going to give this a nice little kind of sprinkly dinkly do right there, okay? Now, why don't I use chopped garlic? And here's why. Generally speaking, when I get a bite of that little onion that's cooked, it's got that nice sweet flavor, and I like that. However, when I get a bite of the garlic, not so much, you know? It's not that great. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get this all worked together. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be using my hands anyway.
That's what I do.
So, forget the fork. I'm just gonna start mixing that together, right like that.
Yep.
And what you're looking for is a smooth, even consistency. Get everything mixed together. The onions are kind of flailing about, okay? Oh, I'd like a little piece to drop down, please. Please be messy for me. Please be messy. Please be messy. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, Dustin, you're terrible.
Be messy again. Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh, these puppies are spoiled.
Puppy sitting Lucy. Okay. Oh, that was my name. What's more for me? All right.
Oh my word.
We don't love our dogs.
No, not at all.
No. Okay. I got a nice, even consistency on this. Now, normally what I would do is I would bust out my scale, all right? I would bust out my kitchen scale and I would weigh these so they're perfectly uniform in cooking. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first just ball them up.
Do you want the one scooper behind you, the big one?
No, this is fine. I'm just gonna ball them up and eyeball them at first, okay? No, that's just one more thing to clean.
Oh goodness.
See, as long as I get them kind of uniform.
Are we doing sliders?
If you want them to cook faster, you can make smaller, all right? Now, what I can do is I can ball these up and make 5 of them, and then I can always just split them in half, okay?
Yeah.
What I'm really looking for is evenness, okay? Because if one is much bigger than the other, then it's just not gonna cook the same. So I can already tell that this one here is a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna add to that. Ball that up.
They're down there just like hoping.
Where's more?
Hoping that there's more.
Okay, this one. All right, baby.
Wow.
Okay. So you can see, I'm gonna add just a little bit more to that one. Come take a look and you can see it. Let's not let
You
any
add
of
more
this
to
go to
this
waste.
one,
What's
maybe.
that? Yeah, I am. Okay.
No. Okay.
All right. So we got a nice mixture. I'm going to move this over. We got a nice mixture of bacon pieces and onions and all that wonderfulness. And let's see, it's 420. I'm gonna work those together, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna split these, all right? I'm gonna keep them as is. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of flatten them out, kind of spank them a bit, okay? There we go. That is a big hunk of meat.
Yeah, wow.
All right.
Holy.
I'm gonna flatten that one out. You know, it's kind of funny. For like 7 years on the farm, I always, you know, Aaron says, you know, we should sell pre-made patties. And my response was always like, no. People can make their own patties. It's not that hard. Look at it. It's not that hard, right? Well, lo and behold, we started selling pre-made patties and those things, and you have no idea how many people were like, oh my God, it's so great. You're selling pre-made patties. Thank you so much. And of course, I was like, of course, I've been telling Aaron that the whole time.
Right,
All right. So this is one thing. Yo, we are not going to be making these pre-made. You're going to make them, and you're going to love them. They're going to turn out phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. Okay? Stick those on there. Give my hands a rinse-a-roo. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about oven for just a second. This is an air fry rack, okay? We got this handy-dandy little Breville oven. I forget what they call it. Super oven or something.
Smart oven.
Smart oven, super oven, whatever. Anyway, so handy. We use it all the time. Saves a lot of energy. This thing takes about 9,000 hours to heat up to temperature. And that thing is up to 460 degrees, 450 degrees like that, okay? So, I'm gonna stick these in the air fry rack, and I wanna show you my method that I'm using. This is a drip pan, okay? I'm gonna set this down underneath there, and this is gonna go on top like this. It's not gonna rest on there. Now, if you don't have this set up, it's not the end of the world. You can cook right on here, but make sure you cover your pan in foil, okay? Because this is gonna get crazy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead.
You could probably use just like a rack too, like just a rack with slats. You know?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
So, air fry rack or on here. All right, now if you do it on here, you got to realize there's going to be some pooling of fat, and they're going to fry inside their fat. I like this because it's consistent. All right. In airflow around it, so you're going to get consistent browning. I'm going to get these in here, and then I'm going to talk about heat for a second. All right. See how those sit above there? Those sit right above there. Okay, let's talk about heat for just 1 second. I have this at 450 degrees, and I'm having it at that high temperature just to brown the outside of the meat. I'm sort of searing the outside of the meat to brown it. As soon as that outside of that meat starts to sizzle, I'm going to drop that temperature down to 325, and then I'm going to finish that cook at 325. Now, this is the first time that we've done these in the house in an oven. I'm very confident of the process, the temperatures, and everything. I am just going to watch this for timing, okay? I usually do these on the grill. Now, if you're doing these on your grill, you want to do what's known as a reverse sear, okay? What that means is this. Let's just say you have, oh, I got some burger on my hands. Let's just say you have your grill and you have like 3 burners, all right? 1, 2, 3. You're gonna light these burners over here, and you're gonna keep them on a high temperature, and you're gonna do your cooking over here. in an indirect heat, okay? As soon as you're near done on your burgers over here, then you're gonna jack up the heat. You're gonna move them over to the hot side of the grill. So you're getting most of your cooking done through the indirect heat. Then you're gonna sear it. Then they're ready to serve. That's a reverse sear. Much, much better in the end result of flavor, consistency, and juiciness throughout the whole meat. Since we can't do that here, we're gonna brown and sear the meat first. Now I'm gonna come back in just a few minutes. Once these start to turn golden, we're gonna have a look at them and then we're gonna drop the temperature. All right, we're about 20 minutes into this at 450 degrees. Now, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna check these because they're starting to brown up really nicely. So come on down and get a close look. Not you, poke you. All right, instant read digital thermometer. Every kitchen should have one. All right, there's multiple brands out there. The $20 or $30 one was just fine, all right? I might splurge and buy the $100 one, but this has been working. I got like 2 of these, and it has been working great. I'm gonna take an internal temperature reading.
No good, hold the sequence. I'm gonna take a direct reading.
Our goal, see those babies browning up? Okay, I'm at 152 degrees. 152 degrees, even throughout. Listen, man, these babies are done. All right, done temperature. 165 degrees, that's what the USDA says. These are gonna keep cooking, so I'm gonna turn them off, all right? So just as a frame of reference, I thought that what would happen is at that high temperature, we would have a lot of spattering and a lot of things going on. Again, this is the first time I've done them in the oven. They're gonna be amazing, I assure you. I usually do them on the grill, and one of the reasons why on the grill you want that offset is you're gonna get a lot of drippings from that bacon fat, and you're gonna have flare-ups, and you don't want that, they'll burn. So I was afraid something similar would happen at that high temperature in the oven, but it didn't, okay? So it worked out great. I'm gonna open these up, I'm gonna bring them out, and I'm gonna give you just an idea about how we like to plate them, all right? We're not a family who eats a whole lot of carbohydrates and bread and stuff. All right, I'm gonna pull these out.
Dogs.
Distraction. And I'm going to, I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna grab one of them, and because I want to kind of leave those in there for a bit. Look at that. I toasted my sourdough bread, and I'm going to grab one of those patties. So many people overcook meat. It's terrible. It's a sin. This thing right here is going to be your best friend in the kitchen. Buy one. They're great. No, I'm not getting paid for it. I'm going to put my Swiss cheese down on the bottom. And that's going to sit there. And that's going to melt the cheese. And then we sort of eat this like a salad, all right? We'll cut up the lettuce. We eat this with a knife and with a fork. I'm going to take a bite of this just because. And here's a little bit of kraut on top. I'm going to put that on my lettuce because I'm going to mix that all together, right? That's that nice little kind of acid kick to it. And then I make this special sauce. And this is just mayonnaise mixed with ketchup, Dijon mustard, and some chopped up pickles, am I right?
Yep.
Okay. You didn't do anything like the mayo or anything, right? Okay. So I'm going to use that as kind of like a salad dressing. I'm going to pour that on there. Remember, we're not chopping up onions because there's onions in there cooked. Let's see how that tastes. Get a fork. Oh, yes, ma'am. This alone. This alone. Here. Taste that, baby. Hold on. It's insane, isn't it?
So good.
Yeah. So, once you, there we are, hello. Once you mix this together in a salad, however you want to plate it, however you decide to do it, the key is this is the hero. Everything else is the, you know, this is the lead role. Everything else is supporting actors, all right? So, but it does come together to make the most amazing movie ever. And these are great as leftovers. Phenomenal as leftovers.
Yeah, they are. We love
Super easy. Hope you guys enjoy. Let us know how it turns out for you. Peace.